everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Sasha for God. I want to just, let you guys know if you guys could hit the like button when you guys come in. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you guys can be notified when I go live again, or I upload a video. I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back I did a video where it was titled Nature Boy Claims to be Messiah and says Malia smells. So recently I was informed that there was another video out right now where she says she is making a subtle hint and I don't think it's subtle, but she's saying that something stinks, like fish or seafood or something. So I think that's really interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys hear this part where he's laughing about Malia, saying how she smells. And I guess there's people that's surrounding them also, like the other wives and the guys that's in the cult. And they're kind of like surrounding them. And they're all talking about, this is when he wanted to send her home on the airplane and everything. And so I kind of broke down the story where, I kind of caught that, where nobody else caught that. And I was like, oh, no, he didn't say that. But I want you guys to watch this, and so you guys can see what I'm saying. So here we go.
I don't think she cares. I don't think she cares. And that's the part that's fucking with me, because I don't think she cares how this might affect me as something happened to her. And her looking like this, how this affects me and what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes me want to be like, well, just leave there, because it's like, because if you don't give a fuck about me and my well-being, why should I give a fuck about yours? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, you're not thinking.
And keep in mind that right after this, she got on a plane and went back to her sisters, who then took her to the hospital, then was informed that she was near death. So he's so worried about what she's doing to him while she's sitting right there near death.
Thinking about how this is making Chief look, how this is making me look, how they gonna use this shit against me, and I ain't even did nothing. You know what I'm saying? This ain't fitting me. It's not fitting me.
I know that. I'm watching the videos at that time and letting it go into my subconscious, like every single night.
Did you hear that? He just said that he can smell. He pointed at her and was saying that how she smells. Let's watch out again.
And I know that. I'm watching the videos at night time.
Watch his thumb.
Letting it go into my subconscious, like every single night.
No, it's not showing.
It's like, you know.
What did he say? He said he smells it. Is he talking about Malia? Let's see. Hold on a minute here. All right. That's when I caught it.
It's not fitting.
And I know that. I'm watching the videos at night time and letting it go into my subconscious, like every single night.
Did you see him pointing at Malia and with his thumb and saying, I can smell it? And he's laughing about it. And look at her face. With the other, look at her face. You can tell that hurts her. Her organs are literally shifted everywhere. And God only knows what else is going on in her body right there. But that's hours before she was taken to the hospital. And yeah, it's crazy. And he would sit there and they all laughed at her all the time, made fun of her all the time. None of them cared about her. They beat her, they locked her in the closets. Okay, it's just unbelievable. Hi, Sincerity. Okay, so let's see. We're going to jump out of that one. Let's see. Let me see if I can figure this out here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to remove that one. Let me go see. Okay. Okay. All right, now I'm going to bring up this other video, and I know a lot of you guys already seen this, but then we're going to discuss it. Okay, hang on just a second here. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, now watch here where she says that something stinks. Hold on.
Hey, look. Dia complimented you, Mama.
I'm thankful, Dia.
I just started delivering for DoorDash.
Okay, let's just.
And I absolutely love it. I was looking
We're
for
finished
extra
watching
ways
the
to make some
commercial.
cash, and I decided.
Okay,
I love myself.
and that's not my commercial.
I love you. I love myself. Bring it to the owner.
West Bank is popping.
Who
What's the West Bank?
who on the West Bank? What's popping over there? Y'all gotta give us some places to go, baby. What's popping?
Because it's about 11.
What is that smell? It
Did
smells
you-
like seafood, like old seafood or something. It smells fresh.
I had really fun getting dressed. I know, right? And out of the club.
Girl, it was girl.
So, did you hear how she's like, dang, something smells? I think that's hilarious because I feel like she kind of got her little revenge there and her little payback there. And I think that where she, and believe me, she's not the queen right now, but she's thinking that, okay, well, I'm queen now, so that means that I can put my hands on them if they get out of line, and I can make them submit to me, take care of me, cook for me, wash my feet, do this, do that, just like they did for Velvet. But little does she know, I mean, she's gonna and I think Nature Boy is gonna let her keep getting by with that because he wants her to believe that she is the queen right now. But trust and believe, she is not the queen. He is just making her believe that. And he's making her feel so special by letting her sit up front, by making her walk in front of the other women. And she's getting by with just saying anything she wants to say. And he's not even correcting her about that and saying, yeah, don't be saying that stuff. He's letting her get by with this because he wants her to think that she is the queen. But it's not going to take long before she is back in that same condition, unfortunately. Okay. And I think she is gonna be something else. I'm telling you. She's gonna be a velvet 9.0. I'm telling you. She's gonna be worse than velvet. And unless he stops her. Because she wants to pay them girls back. Everything she's doing right now, it's fake. She could care less about them women, but she thinks she's taking Velvet's place, and she thinks she has Velvet's powers, but she don't. She does not. He's not going to let her think that. So let's see. Sincerity says her lips look so pale, her skin looks dry, as if she looks dehydrated here. Sad to be treated this way and get help, but to give her soul back to him. Miss 007 says she used to look just like them, dead on their feet. Now she looks more vibrant, and they look like death. You can tell their health is compromised as well. Now, if you looked at Aya, her lips, her like the way she kind of pouts her lips like an old lady, that's the same thing Malia was doing before she left there. Like, has that kind of like I don't know. Asaya, did I say your name right? Asaya says, why is he allowing her to think that she is queen if she is not? Well, I could be wrong, but I think the reason why he's letting her think that is because he's had to make some deals with her. And in order to get her back there, because I think before anything, I think that first she was with her sisters. Then she had a cousin that came in to the hospital and seen her and visited with her. And I think he was getting he was able to somehow, he or she, whoever the cousin is she's very close to that cousin. So she was listening to him or her. And I think he was able to try to break through a little bit and talk some sense into her. So that made her kind of question things. And I think that Nature Boy needed to secure Malia. I don't think Nature Boy wanted Malia to even come back, but he needed her to come back because he knew that if he didn't have her to come back, that if she dies or when she dies or whatever, I don't even know what all really is still wrong with her because we really don't know the truth. But he can't have her pass away there. He needs her with him. And he needs her with him so she's not opening her mouth. So he's making her think that she's the queen and that she can have Velvet's place to make her feel more secure about going back there. And to make her feel like, you're so special because you overcame all this. And it's not the case. It's not the case at all. And in order for her to be a real queen, she has to have that high-ranking demon in order to be a goddess, a demonic goddess that they are, like Velvet is. She doesn't have that. She has a lower ranking demonic spirit in her. So she is not in any way on Nature Boy's level. And Nature Boy knows that. And he didn't even want her to come back there. I don't believe. Hi, Ezekiel. Malia, Miss Double says Malia may not be brainwashed as we think she is. She just may be the mole that they said was in the camp, and this is her revenge. I was thinking that too. I was thinking that, but because therefore, I mean, you could there for a while, like when you could see that, like Nature Boy, like even when the sisters and the cousin was trying to, and even the hospital was very involved in trying to get her to not talk to him as much as possible. And every time they noticed that she was on line with him, they would come in the room every single time. And every single time she would say, "Oh, I have to go. I have to go." And because her mind was starting to get on right. And she didn't feel like she had to say, "Oh, well, you know what," and stay on the line with him while they came in. She was literally like, she would say, "Oh, I got to go," every time one of them came in. But then it got to the point where I think Nature Boy knew that they were getting to her. And so that's when he kind of got back in her head and told her, "Oh, you have to end conversation or end everything with your sisters. You need to end everything with your cousin. Why is he able to even come there and see you?" And then he probably also had that talk with her and said, "I don't care if one of those nurses or doctors come in that room. You don't tell me you have to go. You stay online with me. That's disrespectful to me. So don't tell me you have to go." Because then it got to the point where when they started coming in the room, she wouldn't hang up. She would stay right on the phone with him the whole time, as if, he wanted to hear everything that was being said. And it's crazy because we've seen the changes that was going on. And Crown Jewels, that's what I was thinking too. She would have had to come up with a good story to tell him to why she can't no longer engage in that way with him anymore. You know what I'm saying? She would have had to come, and they would have had to come up with a good story to tell him, like, "Oh, well, I can come back and I can be your queen, but I can't do this and that with you because, and you can't never do that back door anymore, knocking on my back door anymore, like you want to rearrange my organs anymore, because they said I'll die if you do." That's the only way I see that she could be a mole. Because I don't believe she would put her health in jeopardy. I think that she would come up with a good story on why she can't do anything with him. And Sincerity says, if she has HIV or STDs, I think it was in his best interest to persuade Malia back, treat her good, but really, and it benefit him to get Malia back to carbonation, sealed tight. Yeah. And I think that, and I said this before, if he did, and we already know, he was definitely getting in her head and making, it's so crazy how he was able to get her to stop allowing the sisters to come and visit, and the cousin, she was so close to him. So how he was able to do that, I don't know, because it seemed like she was, and every time you would see it, like sometimes you would see her on the video, and sometimes she would even tell him, like, I don't really like going live like this. But he still had her up there knowing how sick she was. He didn't care. But I think that he made her sign some papers giving him like some kind of like medical, like her medical, what do you call that? Like the person that like controls your finances, that person that controls your medical decisions. I think he made her sign some kind of paper that would allow him to have all control over everything. If she died, if she passed, or sorry, if she, God forbid, passes away, that he's in control of the body, and that her body is, this is to happen to her body, or, you know, like it's not to be returned to the family. So yeah, because he definitely didn't want her back. He did not want her back at all. Oh, yeah, power of attorney. That's what it is. And there's like one for like a medical one too, like a medical. It just handles everything. He definitely had her sign those papers. Definitely. I knew that way before she even got out of the hospital. I already knew that. I felt like that. Well, if she's not going to be there long, Ezekiel says she won't be there long. If she's not going to be there long, it's going to be because he's either made her leave again, which I don't see that happening. Because because I think it's only going to be a matter of time. I'm telling you, we're about to see a whole lot going down between these guys, all of them, a whole lot of drama, because they're not going to tolerate her being disrespectful to them, slapping them around, but they're going to have to pretend to put up with it until they get so sick of it, and Nature Boy gets so sick of it that he starts beating Malia again. And then he's online telling us how he demoted her back down to minion, and she has to go live down in the tents with the other ones. So I mean, it's going to be a big mess. And if he forces himself upon her, or if she does any more of that, you know what I'm talking about, where he knocks on the back door, she's not going to survive long. She's not. I mean, and I don't see him. He's so evil that he's not going to allow her to rest in peace or have any peace. He's already mad because she had to come back. So, and if she does pass away, I don't see him throwing her out. I mean, he might beat her and lock her in a closet again. I don't know, allegedly. But he's not going to, I don't believe he's going to let her go. He needs her there. But if she does, because at this point, he's going to let her believe a few things right now while she's still healthy. But when she starts getting sick again, he's going to start not caring anymore. He's just going to, I don't know. He's not going to care. He's not. And if she passes away there, he'll let her pass away there. Like he just did Mama Dia. Like, you know, it's no sweat off him because he's got papers. I'm sure he's very smart. You guys don't think he's smart. He's smart. He covers himself. And if you guys don't think that he don't cover himself, I don't know. He covers himself. And every time you see him online, he's got a big smile on his face. It don't matter what people are saying about him. Like, there could be people that are threatening to go to Puerto Rico and go to the FBI themselves, and he's still sitting there with a smile on his face because he don't care. He could come online and tell you what he's doing and laugh about it because he knows that there's nothing you're going to do about it. And because he's getting by with everything. He's getting by with everything he does. Yeah, I think she is. She's just back there to clear up his stuff, and he's making her feel like the queen that she's not. And so, yeah, don't believe for 1 minute she's the queen, because she's not at all. He just has her believing that. Yeah, he thinks that a dress is taking her shopping for a dress is going to make up for 30,000. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share my link if anybody wants to come up on the panel and give your thoughts on this. What you guys think? Is she there? Do you think she's there to for payback? Do you think she's a mole? Do you think or do you think that, I don't know. I want to hear what you guys have to think or say about this. TL says 30,500. Wow, she must have had a lot of employees. I mean, don't they get like $1,000 for every employee they have? I mean, I don't even, well, no. I think that if they got approved for the SBA loan, I don't know if that's like the, I don't know. Because that whole thing confused me when I was reading about it. So, I have like a little business I have, but I never applied for that SBA loan thing. And if I did apply for anything, I'm sure I wouldn't have got approved for it. And there's other businesses out there that probably could have used that money and didn't get it. So that's sad. TL says, right, she is a duck, just like her lips. Well, I was just saying that. I mean, you see that same thing on Aya now, where her lips are look huge, like not huge, but like an old lady. I got, because if you remember how Malia looked before she left, like with like an old lady, like pouting her lips out. That's Malia, or Aya's doing the same thing. It's crazy. So, is there anyone that wants to come up and give their thoughts on this? Because what do you think Malia is doing? I think, in my opinion, like I said, I just think that I think that she really truly believes, if she's not a mole, then she truly believes that she is the queen because she signed everything over, and she maybe believes that she's already proven herself to be able to reach that queen goddess status. But in Nature Boy's eyes, she hasn't. So I think she is going to start mistreating Aya and Efru. And they know that too. I think they know that because they know that there's going to be some payback. And if they want her to keep continuing to believe that she's the queen, then nobody's going to say nothing to her when she's bossing them around and she's slapping them around like Velvet did to them. So that's just my opinion. But we're going to see a whole mess because Malia, she's spiteful. She can be a little, she's hard to get along with, and she's so. I have a feeling we're about to see we're going to see some calm before the storm. Right now, this is the calm before the storm. But I could be wrong. What do you guys think? This is crazy, but that's what I see happening. And I think that if she does have the other thing wrong with her, they're just going to let her, they're going to just be patient and wait it out and let her go, you know? If you know what I mean. Bury her and be done. But I do know that the hospital worked really hard to get her looking like she looks right now, which is only halfway healthy looking. I mean, she has a, you know, she's looking a little better. I have to admit, but that's only because they worked really hard on her. They worked overtime saving her life. And she didn't appreciate that. But I don't know. I think she would not have had to went back to be a mole, though, in my opinion. I think the only thing she would have had to done was just tell them, like, I mean, I think her sisters should have, like, maybe tried to see if they could get, like, FBI agents to go in and talk to her and see if they can get her to admit to anything while she was in the hospital. And maybe went in with the cousin. And because I think that if she was a mole, she would have, like, they wouldn't need her to have went back in there and put herself at risk, at further risk. I think that she could have just told them that there's people who has had to escape. And for me, myself, and I was physically abused, mentally abused, locked in the closet. Was kept, you know, in poor, you know, with poor nutrition. So yeah, I think that right there alone, by him beating on her, her medical records, and then locking her in a closet, that right there would have gave him a lot of time in prison, probably life. And that's just Malia alone that he's done, you know. But that's what makes me think, you know, if she would have told them that, they wouldn't have needed her to have went back in there. So I don't think she's a mole. I think, I don't know. I think, and then, you know, you also want to say or think that maybe while she, you know, when she very first went into that hospital, could more have been done to have kept her away from Nature Boy while she was recovering, and just, you know, just to get her mind clear, you know, took her phone away, made the cousin go more and see her and talk to her and get therapists in there to deprogram her mind, you know, steal her phone, maybe snatch the phone out of her hand, or I don't know, but it's sad. It's a sad situation all the way around, but there's nothing we can do except for sit here and watch it unfold, because that's what it's like, a soap opera, you know. But it's real life, and these are real lives that are being affected. But these are grown women that have made this choice, and this is what they want for themselves, for whatever twisted reasons, this is what they want. And little nature freak, I don't know. I'm telling you though, Malia has a mouth on her. She doesn't get along, and I'm telling you, she's not going to be nice to those women, especially since she thinks she's a queen. And it's a matter of time for Nature Boy to start snatching her up again. And also, that video that I was showing you, the very last video, wasn't it part of the reason why, and you guys can answer this for me because I can't remember. I can go back and watch the video, but wasn't part of the reason that she was fighting with Zoka is why he wanted her to leave too, on top of the fact of her health issues, and he didn't want to be held responsible if something happened. I mean, was she fighting with, I think she was fighting with Zoka too. And the only thing that I can think of is that she was fighting over with Zoka for, or being snappy with her about, was that baby. So I don't know, because Malia has a mouth on her, and if she didn't like something, I'm sure she probably would have came out and, you know, well, at least I didn't do this, or, you know, I can see her doing that. But I think she had some issues with Zoka. And then here, you don't even see Zoka with them picking her up. So there might be some hard feelings there, you know. And I want to ask you guys, have we heard from Zoka? I've not seen Zoka online lately. Have you guys seen Zoka? If anybody could answer me that. Has anybody seen Zoka lately? I don't remember seeing her when they've been out shopping, and unless I overlooked her. I'll have to check into that because I've not seen Zoka. And where is Star? Where has anybody heard from Star? She's another missing one. Or she could be the only missing one if Zoka's been seen, but I've still yet to have seen or heard from Star, which is a little weird. It's been like a while now. So yeah. All right. Does anybody have any more comments, or does anybody want to come up? But yeah, Miss 007, that I had thought that myself too, about her being a mole. But it's either that or she's being tricked into thinking she's queen, and she's gonna ride that pony all the way to the bank, if you know what I mean, by mistreating them girls there. She's gonna do it because they did that to her. They mistreated her. They laughed at her. They made fun of her. Don't think Malia's not gonna get her payback, because she is. I'm telling you. Okay. All right, guys. If nobody wants to come up and join me on the panel, I guess I can go ahead and end this live for now. But you guys have a wonderful night. God bless you, and have a good night. Again, if you guys have not liked the video, please like the video, and please make sure that you're subscribed so that you're notified next time I go live. Thank you guys. Have a great night.